Academy has taught over 100,000 people the right way to trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex in a real classroom setting. See for yourself how money is made in down markets at a free half-day class at Online Trading Academy. Call to reserve a seat, 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800. That's 561-674-9800.
Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. Listen for Health Connection Radio with Jay Foster every single day at 2 p.m. WNN.
In the last decade, more than 400,000 people died on America's roadways. That's one person every 13 minutes. Roadway deaths strike the young or old at any time of the year, at any hour of the day or night. And it doesn't matter whether you drive a car on a highway, ride a motorcycle or bicycle on a country road, or simply take a walk near traffic. Everyone is at risk. Since 1969, members of the American Traffic Safety Services Association have worked diligently to make our nation's roadways safer by providing the majority of roadway safety features, including bright signs and pavement markings, guardrails, and crash cushions. These are just some of the roadway devices that save thousands of lives each day. Since most of our roadways were built in the 1950s, there's so much more work that needs to be done to reach the ultimate goal of zero deaths. Safer roads save lives. To learn how you can get involved, visit atssa.com. A public service message from the American Traffic Safety Services Association.
Hi, it's Jay Foster. Join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio. We'll talk about natural cholesterol control, toxic metal syndrome, how to reverse bone loss, and the latest scientific research on vitamins and minerals. We'll have fascinating guests, and we'll take lots of your calls, too. So join us 7 days a week from 2 to 3 p.m. for Health Connection Radio right here on WNN.
Talk here. Talk there. Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show, the place to fine-tune your swing, dress for the course, club, or cruise, and get tips on the best places to play and stay at the right price. Vacation or staycation, host Dan Schub, along with his expert co-hosts and guests, will tell you where to go. To play golf and vacation, that is. Now, here's Dan.
Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show. I'm your host, Dan Schub, and tonight, like we always do, we're going to talk a little golf. We're going to talk some travel. We'll try and keep that in that order, but we may mix it up a little bit tonight. Also, in just a couple of minutes, we'll be chatting with our guest. She was supposed to be on the show last week, but we had to postpone to this week, so I'm still looking forward to talking to Ayesha McKinney. She's the Director of Marketing for Las Vegas Paiute Golf Resort, a place that I had a chance to play a couple of weeks ago. And it's just a fantastic facility, and I felt like it was the kind of place that we need to get a little more detail and get it from somebody who knows, somebody who's got a better golf game than me. We'll find out a little bit about Ayesha's golf game. I'm pretty sure it's better than mine. But in the meantime, there's plenty of stuff going on in the news, golf news, travel news. Unfortunately, some of it revolves around politics, so I think we're going to have a little bit of a political theme tonight, which I hate to do, and I really don't like taking sides, although sometimes I must, but tonight I'll try not to. But it just seems that both travel and golf seems to be getting intertwined with politics of late, and I like to keep you all up to date on what's going on in both worlds, the world of golf and the world of travel, so we'll touch on a little bit of that. And, of course, a little later in the show, I will save a couple of Dan's deals for you on travel. Anybody who has yet to get their holiday gifts, travel makes a great holiday gift. And hint, hint, if anybody is looking, I still have plenty of time on my schedule as well. In any event, let's take it right at the top with what was going on today right here in Palm Beach County. And I guess two of our most famous residents, although one of the residents actually is in Martin County, up where I live, just north of the county line, but I guess the most famous golfer that we have in the area still would be Tiger Woods, and the most famous other resident that we have, I guess, is President-elect Trump. And sure enough, they ended up playing golf together today. Of course, at Trump International Golf Club, where else? I think everything in the world is going to be Trump something pretty soon. He's pretty much taking over this country, if not the world. But in any event, Tiger is managing to keep his name in the news. Of course, he just had his comeback after playing for 15 months, or not playing for 15 months. He finally had a chance to come back at his own event, the Hero World Challenge, recently. And he played okay, and his game is looking up, and he's going to be playing again in the Genesis Open in February. That'll be his next event at Riviera. I think he hasn't played there for a while, so they're looking forward to having him come back. But it seems that Tiger, he's played with President Obama, and I guess he reached out to President-elect Trump, and I don't know if they discussed politics at all or just golf, but obviously they share a love for golf, so I guess it makes sense. It seems that President-elect Trump has, as of August, his handicap was at 2.8. I guess his game has gotten better because I didn't play with him, but he hit into me, literally, almost hitting me in the head the last time I played at Trump International. I may have told this story. Some of you may have heard it before, but on a par 3, him and his playing partner, Vic Damone, decided to play through. So I moved with my group to the side of the par 3, and they hit up. His ball flew right over my head, missed me by an inch or two, went in the bushes. They grabbed their balls and played through and moved on to the next hole, seemingly annoyed that we were there, even though, of course, we paid top dollar to play Mr. Trump's golf course. So hopefully his game has gotten a little bit better. I guess when you get some playing lessons from Tiger Woods, it's not going to hurt. On the other side of the coin, and I guess Tiger, I don't know what his politics are, but it seems that he's kind of playing on both sides of the aisle, because it seems that he just agreed to be the lead golf designer for a $30 million golf project on the south side of Chicago. They're trying to rehabilitate that area. So he's working with Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who, of course, I'm assuming is a Democrat. And obviously Chicago has been having some issues, inner city type issues, and Tiger has an interest in the kids and doing the right thing. So again, I'm gonna pretend that politics has nothing to do with any of this, and Tiger is just trying to spread goodwill and through golf throughout the land. So I guess that's a good story. And Tiger, like I say, in spite of the fact, excuse me, I apologize. This cough, I've had it for a few weeks. I'll probably have it for a few more weeks. So I apologize now for it. But Tiger, I mean, he's as a marketing guy. Obviously, I know a little bit about PR, and he certainly had some PR issues in his past, and he has grown older and wiser. And while his golf game has struggled as he's gotten older, I think his smarts have gotten a little bit better, and he's managing his career and his image much better and doing the right things, and let's hope he continues. The other giant of golf that happens to live in Palm Beach County is also getting a little bit political, and that would be none other than Jack Nicklaus. And he's going to be planning to attend the inauguration for President-elect Trump. So he obviously was a backer and got an invitation, and he not long ago got the Congressional Gold Medal. So he has an interest in politics from one side or another, and he made it very clear that he's going to be at the inauguration. Many other famous folks have declined to go to the inauguration, but he's making his feelings apparent, and rightfully so. To lighten it up a little bit on the golf side, you hear our theme song when we start the show, so obviously you know that I'm a fan of the movie Caddyshack, and certainly a fan of Bill Murray. And Bill Murray gets to play in lots and lots of celebrity pro-ams, and to the delight of the fans, they love him. He is just a riot out there on the golf course, and obviously a big big supporter of the game itself. He's even got some game. He plays pretty well. I guess over the years, all the playing around that he's done has not hurt his game, but helped his game. But many, many years ago, I did have an opportunity to go to the Caddyshack restaurant, which is up in St. Augustine by the World Golf Village. And, for years and years and years, there's been rumors that there's going to be more of them. and they never really expanded. And that one in particular, it hangs in there, but to be honest, the amount of traffic up at the World Golf Village, I'm not sure if it gets that much. It's, it's not a downtown area. It's a little bit, it's right off of 95. It's this own little village. So other than people who are going to play golf or to visit this village, that's the only traffic they get. And, but they've managed to hang in there, and it's a great place, and, they throw some wonderful parties that, Bill Murray shows up at, or his brothers show up at. But word just came out that it seems that there's a verbal agreement for them to open up another one, in a suburb of Chicago, not too far where they actually grew up, the Murray brothers. And, it's going to be the same thing, Caddyshack and, same theme and all the memorabilia and whatnot as far as I know. And it's not too far from O'Hare, about 13 miles from Wrigley Field, of course, where Bill, gets to go and watch his beloved Cubs play. So I just thought that was talking about golf. That's just something that's a little bit more fun and a little bit more positive and not too political. We're going to switch a little bit into travel, and we're going to get a little bit political again, so I apologize in advance. First, I'm just going to take a quick sip. All right, so that I don't cough. Before we get into golf and we talk about my outing to Las Vegas and getting to play a little bit of golf out there, which is wonderful because, even though I do travel a lot, some of the business I travel on does not afford me the ability to play golf. But politically speaking, from a travel point of view, there was an issue here with Visit Florida, and Visit Florida is the group that publicizes all of the travel, hotels, and entertainment and whatnot in the state. And it's funded by taxpayers' money, of course, and there seemed to have been a brouhaha this past week whereby a video was made that was a little salacious, starring Pitbull. And some people, I guess, may have liked it or may not have liked it, but it seems that the cost of it and what Pitbull was paid became an issue. And the CEO, Will Succumb, he seemed to indicate that there was some confidentiality about the amount that Pitbull was paid, but it seemed that Governor Rick Scott felt that the taxpayers, they had a right to know what was spent since it's the taxpayers' money. And while this was going on, Pitbull decided upon himself to tweet out that he was paid, he was paid about $1 million, which, as a marketer, I kind of prefer to spend less, not more, when I do my marketing, but there are people that have large budgets and they need to get attention and notoriety. So I'm not one to say that was overpaying for what it was that was delivered, but it seems that the way it was handled was such that Mr. Succumb was in agreement with the governor, who called for some leadership changes, and it seems that him and the chief financial officer both had their positions eliminated the other day. So in any event, it's like I say, it's a group that I deal with and I hear from on a regular basis. They're promoting what's going on in the state, and I've had no complaints with what they do and how they handle it. But again, as a marketer, I understand that sometimes you take chances and sometimes you do things that other people don't quite understand. And, I kind of feel bad about what happened. So, because I thought the video was kind of entertaining, or the ad was entertaining anyway. But in any event, transparency is important, and Governor Scott decided to take care of that immediately. Another political travel brouhaha, a topic that we've been talking about on the air here for a long time, relating to Norwegian Air. And Norwegian Air, a discount carrier, operating out of Norway, not part of the European trade group, and therefore they tried to open up a new location in Ireland, and it took a long time for it to get approved by the Department of Transportation. It took years to get approved. Norwegian Air provides very, very attractive pricing for folks who are flying to Europe. And it seems that the labor unions had a problem with this. It seems that the labor unions that represent U.S. Air and Delta and United, they're the ones that had a problem with this. It's very competitive, and it's going to hurt them. But it's funny that those three airlines are also the ones that have the worst service, as far as I'm concerned. So they're defending their territory as opposed to providing good service to get the clientele. So they are petitioning President-elect Trump to try and undo this deal with all the other things that he's planning on undoing. So hopefully that won't happen because, again, I'm more in favor of more options for the consumers and lower prices for the consumers so folks can travel around freely and get to see the world. So, but we'll have some more travel news and some of Dan's deals a little bit later on in the show. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back with Aisha McKinney. She's the Director of Marketing for the Las Vegas Paiute Golf Resort, a beautiful resort I had an opportunity to play at recently, and I want to hear more about it and share it with all you so you won't want to miss it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of the Golf and Travel Show. And we are back. If your business needs industrial workers or if you're looking for work, you got to call Labor Finders. Labor Finders places for temporary or temporary to hire opportunities for skilled, semi-skilled, or general labor positions such as plumbers, electricians, concrete workers, forklift operators, hospitality, office clerical, golf course workers, and so much more. Labor Finders has almost 200 offices nationwide. Near here, we've got offices in Homestead, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Jupiter, and we have offices in Las Vegas. If you need legal, insured, hard workers, or if you're looking for work, call Labor Finders toll free at 800-864-7749. That's 800-864-7749 or visit laborfinders.com.
Hey baby, let's go to Vegas. Kiss a sing on life and buy high. Hey baby, let's go to Vegas. Bet on love and let it ride.
And we are back. And anybody who listens to the show knows I like to go to Vegas. I go there to work most of the time. I get to play a little bit at night, but not so often in the daytime. So when I get a chance to play some golf, it really is a pleasure. And recently I had the chance to get in a quick round at the Las Vegas Paiute Golf Resort. Had a great time. Wanted to tell you all about it, but I figured that we may as well get to the person who knows a lot more about it than me, and that would be Aisha McKinney, their Director of Marketing. Aisha, are you there?
I am here. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. I certainly appreciate it, especially during this busy holiday season. Hopefully all of your holiday shopping is complete.
Oh, yeah. Done, and thank God it's done.
Well, I'm happy for you. And I keep telling everybody that those last-minute folks that you didn't get a chance, you can always, write, like a little gift certificate for their favorite golf course or for a lesson or something. So keep that in mind, especially Las Vegas Paiute. That's a good place to send somebody. But in any event, I want to start out in the beginning a little bit. I understand that you played a little bit of golf in the day, so why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your experience and kind of what brought you to the current place that you're at now?
I did. I'm actually originally from Southern California, and back in the day when I was looking at colleges, I actually found my way to UNLV on a golf scholarship, played a little bit there. After college, I turned pro, played some mini tours here and there, worked in the golf industry as well in Vegas, did everything from golf shop to a golf caddy out at Islands to a couple other different golf jobs in the city. And then ultimately it led me to Las Vegas Paiute. I took a job in tournaments, ran tournaments out there, and then back in 2013 took over as Director of Marketing. So that's where I am now still.
Well, I admire what you do because, I'm a director of marketing in my spare time when I'm not on the radio, so we have that in common as well. So I get it.
Great.
I don't have your golf game, though, but I have to say that, thank you for hooking me up with two pros when I was out there. So it was my game is not that good, but they kept me on the straight and narrow, so I had to play a little bit better, so that was okay.
Okay, good. It just by chance,
Well, again, like I say, when you don't have as good a game, you get a little bit nervous playing with people that are better than you, but that's kind of the beauty of golf, that people of all different abilities can get together and still have a good time. So, it was great for me, and they were a bunch of fun. But let's talk a little bit now before we get into the golf courses themselves. When I leave the radio station, very often I visit the Seminole, property down the road from here, which is always a casino. Now, in Las Vegas, if you, are an Indian, community, opening a casino kind of sounds like a no-brainer, but maybe not with all the casinos that are out there. How did the Paiute tribe come to decide to open up a golf course that doesn't have a hotel, doesn't have a casino, and how are they doing?
Oh, they're doing great. What had happened was back in the day, they actually owned over 3,000 acres in Las Vegas. They owned quite a bit of land where the resort is on now. And they also own acreage downtown as well. They have a smoke shop, and they also have their Paiute tribe housing down there as well. So they have a smoke shop downtown, and they have a smoke shop up at the resort. And, they were golf fans. They wanted to provide something different other than a casino, because that's what we have in Las Vegas.
I know.
It's hard to compete with the casino. And so actually, originally their master plan was to build a golf resort which will have multiple golf courses as well as a casino as well as community living. So they didn't quite get that far. They stopped at the 3 golf courses. The economy hit. And, ultimately, their whole plan is to hopefully build a hotel, but they're really happy with the 3 golf courses right now. And who knows? We might get a 4th one eventually down the road, but the 3 golf courses have been doing well, and, we're starting to get a little bit more recognition nationwide that I think that they deserve. So it's been good,
Well, I have to say that as somebody who visits Vegas often, I do typically rent a car. I like to take a drive and go see things and do things. I have driven up to Mount Charleston. I think it's very, very cool to see snow, just a short drive from the desert. So when I came out your way, I always stop at Mount Charleston. I never go that extra 5 or 10 minutes past that you are. So playing at the foot of that mountain, and the other thing is it's the desert. This is truly an oasis. It's just kind of arid. And then all of a sudden you have all this lush grass and these beautiful golf courses. It's very shocking when you see it.
It is. It's quite a different feel. You don't feel like you're in Vegas. We're basically 23 miles from, downtown Las Vegas, about 25 to 30 minutes from the middle of the Strip. So people look at us on the map and they think we're way out there. We're not that far out there. It's an easy drive. It's all highway. And then once you get out there, we're a lot different than any other courses in Vegas. We have no buildings. We have no houses. It's just strictly the golf courses and 360-degree mountain views. It really is something to be in awe of. I go there every day, and I still don't believe that this is Vegas. So people aren't used to that scenery, especially spending their time in the casinos or gambling. And it really is an oasis, especially if you're truly a golfer and want to experience something different. It definitely has that for you.
Now, how did the tribe hook up with Mr. Dye? Because obviously he's, in great demand, does all the open courses and just super high-end courses all over. And to have one golf course that's designed by him would be admirable, but to have 3 is unusual. So how did that relationship happen?
Basically, when they decided that they wanted to do golf courses out on their land, they wanted a big name. And at that time, it doesn't get any bigger than Pete Dye. So they had him come out, and they basically gave him free reign. We want 3 golf courses. You use as much land as you want. You do what you want. And we just want 3 of the best so that it'll separate us from any other course in Las Vegas. So we do have 3 18-hole championship golf courses there. We're the only facility in the city that has 3 championship golf courses, and they're all designed by Pete Dye. They're all uniquely different, and we're his only signature design in the whole state of Nevada. So that gives us a leg up because the name is always an added value to what we can provide.
Now, coming from here in Florida, there's a lot of differences. First of all, the way he designs, but also the terrain. The first thing I noticed, I'm used to playing on very, very flat land. And, there was an area, a flat lie. I mean, the fairways are really rolling all over the place. Plenty of bunkers. Of course, tricked up a little bit. I played the Wolf, so that, the island green is typical of his designs. Just lots of difficulty, and the length also was there. I think that course is the longest course in the state. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're at a little bit of an elevation, because I did feel like my ball was traveling a bit.
We are. We're at 3,000 feet, so it is a little bit higher than you're used to, so the ball does carry. And you did play the Wolf, so the Wolf, out of the three, it's the newest of the three. It was opened in 2001, and it actually opened back then. They had the Shell Wonderful World of Golf, and the first rounds that were ever played on the Wolf was actually Annika Sorenstam and Kari Webb. So that opened the course. So it has a little bit more of the prestige and a little bit more of the name because of all of that. It's the epitome of a Pete Dye course. Lots of undulations, huge greens. We have the island green on that course as well. But the other two are distinctly different. We have Snow Mountain, which is our original that was opened in 95, and it has a lot more dog legs, a lot more placement golf. Out of the three courses, it has more water hazards that come into play. And then Sun Mountain, which is considered to be the forgotten one, it was opened in 96, but it's probably got some of the best greens out of the three courses, and then it definitely has a lot more of the sand traps, a lot more of the Pete Dye famous railroad tied bunkers. So, you got something in each of the courses, and with the three courses, we have 4 to 5 sets of tees. So, even though the Wolf is long, you can definitely have a set of tees that fits any kind of experienced golfer. So,
yeah, I mentioned it last week, but for you to hear that, myself and my two playing partners, who, like I said, one is a PGA teaching pro, college coach, accomplished golfers. I had a lie in a bunker where my ball was about 2 inches from the edge and it was deep. And there was no place to stand. So I had to stand on the grass, which was about 3 feet above the ball, maybe more. I couldn't reach the ball. I actually had to sit down and from a sitting position, hit the ball out of the bunker, which I got it out of the bunker, just a couple inches short of the green. But everybody in the group said they'd never seen anything like it. And I think that's typical of Pete Dye. He creates opportunities for golfers to take shots that they perhaps have never taken before.
It does, and he also finds a way to place bunkers where they're well placed, and he likes to penalize the errant tee shot and whatnot. So I think out of all the three courses, they all do that. But, they're fair, but, he has his little quirks that he tries to get you with, and they're there.
They sure are. Now, playing a course of this caliber, near the Strip, I know a few of the hotels, they have some, very, very nice golf courses, but they may set you back $500 or $600. You guys are a bit better value than that, huh?
We do, and, we have quite a few deals. We have our, the ones that people go to the most, especially coming to Vegas, is we have a Golfapalooza deal year-round, and it's basically 2 rounds of golf, lunch, a discount off of rentals. So a lot of people like that because we have 3 golf courses. It's easy to get 36 holes, and you get 36 different holes. So that's a favorite among people visiting as well.
And this is actually coming up on your low season, which I guess it's because it's a little bit chilly out there. But folks down here in Florida who have it like 90 degrees and humid all year long, it's kind of refreshing to play in a little bit of a cool, brisk, dry climate.
It does. I mean, it's definitely a change. Right now, we're definitely in our off-season race, so we're in our lowest race up until March. March hits our peak season, March through May, and then September through November is our peak season.
So, I mean, I'm looking at your rates. People can play for under $100, which is definitely for this caliber of golf course very, very reasonable.
Yep, and we also have a deal if you play multiple days. We do a bounce back rate where we give you a discount as well. There's definitely a lot of value in that. So, definitely worth it.
Well, I can attest to that. It was beautiful, and I appreciate you having me out there. If folks would like to find out a little bit more about what you got going on out there, book some tea times, what's the best way to do that?
You can go online to www.lvpaiutegolf.com, and that's PAIUTE.com. And we have rates and then specials all on there. You can book straight from the website. It's the easiest way to go.
And it's very helpful. You can